Hello everyone and welcome to the June edition of Price Know How Snippets. We have the luxury of all being in the office today. So with me is Mike Boswell, our Managing Director, and Ian Chisnell, our Product Manager for Polyolefins and Specialities. As usual, Mike's going to talk to us about some of the fundamentals that affect polymer prices. And before he hands over to Ian, he'll talk about what's going on in the market. So over to you first, Mike.
Thanks, Katherine. Yeah, starting off by talking about oil. And this is interesting. You talk to a lot of people in the market and they expect to see more volatility. Actually, we've seen a significant softening in price between April and May. So the average price per barrel dropped from $89.01 to $83.03. The minimum also dropped from 86.33 to 81.36, and the maximum price dropped from 91.17 to 84.22. So somewhere between $5 and $7 across that piece in terms of average, minimum, and max. For those who prefer prices in per ton, price dropped from £535.82 to £495.11, £40.71. I'm sure Ian will come on to talk about this in terms of the influence that on energy costs and on feedstock. So, I mean, basically, it's lower lows, lower highs, lower average. And compared with mid-April, we've dropped from the mid-90s to the mid-80s. So quite a big drop in terms of price. So a lot of action going on in terms of oil. Moving on to exchange rates, there it's really been a story of dollar weakness. So against the euro, April and May, both 117. The story in May in terms of the pound against the dollar dropped down to 126, down from 127. Just a reminder, roughly 1 cent per pound, or 1 cent equates to about £17.50 per tonne on US imports, to give you an idea of how influential that number is. So quite a lot of action going on. I'm going to hand over to Ian now. I'm going to talk about monomers and the polymer market and how those two are interacting.
Thanks, Mike. Yes, as Mike indicated, oil prices dropped. That led to drop in feedstock prices. So monomers, both C2 and C3, dropped by €30 a tonne. So ethylene is now €1,220 a tonne, and propylene is now €1,105 a tonne. The effect that's having on polymer prices is a little bit mixed so far. The general market sentiment is that most expect that to be passed through in terms of polyethylene and polypropylene. And most of the sort of people that we've spoken to so far, that's what we've seen. Some producers are holding out for rollover, citing weak inventory levels, increased freight rates for some of the imports that they see from around the world, and strengthening demand. So we are seeing a few little green shoots of positive information in terms of manufacturing data. So purchasing managers index is starting to look a little bit better. So people are starting to feel that things are getting a little bit on the up. So some of the producers are holding out for a rollover. Remains to be seen if that's going to be achieved. Buyers are pushing for more than monomer, and I think they're going to be a little bit unlucky. My gut feeling suggests to me that I think we will settle around about the monomer overall through the month. If you want more information on that, then we will be available, and there will be a further update in the month when we issue our full price know-how report.
Thanks very much, Ian. Thanks, Mike. And we'll see you next month.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.